Hello and welcome to the CanKeg gift buying guide. Today we're going to go over the 14 different items that we have in our gift shop, how they all fit together, and what's the best gift for you to buy the beer nerd in your family. Now we sell a lot of products at CanKeg. We've got all these weird little adapters for all you home brewers, and being the portable beverage specialists that we are, we've got every little knickknack you could possibly want to build custom coolers and blah blah blah. But that's not what's going on here. This is the gift guide, so we're going to keep it simple. So let's start with some kegs. We got your 64-ounce kegs. You can get them in silver or charcoal. Now the main reason for a 64-ounce keg is to replace one of these. Lots of people start with a glass growler, but after a while you might want something more portable, a little smaller, and certainly a lot more durable, especially if you're going to be bringing it out camping. And now the 5-liter kegs you can get in stainless or charcoal. And these are mainly for people who want to bring 5 liters of beer over to a buddy's house. You can sit up all night solving all the world's problems. You can bring it out camping. It's a great size. Maybe get 2 of them, stick them in a cooler. It's even great for home brewers who want to split up their batches, maybe try different flavors of the same batch. Okay, enough of that. We're trying to keep it simple here. So let's go to the kits. We've got our 5 main kits, which we're going to go over one by one. And then we've got our 5 upgrades. So from time to time, we're going to be offering different bundles. Perhaps we'll have this keg with this kit on a special price for a limited time. But don't worry, whatever you buy will always fit the other one, and then the upgrade kits can convert any one of these kits into another kit. So let's get into it. All right, let's start with the Growl Tap Kit. Now what do we got this for? Well, everyone has these glass growlers. In fact, most people have too many. I've got probably 20 of them. These are great. You bring them to your local brewery, you get nice fresh beer, put the cap on, you bring it home. But then every time you go to pour it, you're doing this. Chug, 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 chug. You're filling it full of oxygen. So instead, we got the Growl Tap Kit. So now you can put the cap on and start serving it with CO2. That way, from that point onward, you're never touching the beer with oxygen. You're using CO2 to gently push it out of there, so your beer is going to stay fresh a lot longer. Instead of a couple days, hopefully you'll get a week or 2 out of it. But I mean, let's face it, it's not going to take you 2 weeks to drink this, is it? Anyway, so the kit's going to come with your silicone hose, your pro regulator, the growl cap, and your flow restriction line. Gives you that perfect pour. In a full kegerator system, you got to have 10 feet of line. Blah, 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 very boring. Instead, you just shove this in here and you get all the same results. And for the Growl Tap Kit, you cut the hose at 12 inches, put a little taper on the bottom, makes it pour easier, and then you can shove that right on there and into the... So we've included 4 feet of silicone hose and 4 feet of restriction hose, so you can play around with it and get to pour exactly the way you like it. So once you got your dip tube on, drop that in there. That slides on super easy. Your regulator just spins on the side here. The CO2 cartridges are sold separately. When you get them, make sure your gas is off. Screw that onto there until it gets a little snug, and then break the seal. And then spin the regulator onto the bottle. Just like this. And you don't have to over tighten these. It's only going to be serving at about 3 psi, so don't worry about cranking these super tight. And then you can add restriction line to your picnic tap if you want to. Again, you're going to find the thing that works best for you. So just shove that on there and you are ready to pour. And I'll cut in some scene there. And that's about it for the Growl Tap Kit. I mean, super simple. Keep your beer fresh for weeks instead of days. And I mean, let's face it, lots of people have tons of these. So let's move on. Ah, the basic tap kit. What is it? Where is it? Who's it for? It's for you. We've got our stainless steel kegs or growlers because, remember this guy? 64 ounces. Well, these are also 64 ounces. I couldn't believe it when I first got them in. I had to fill them up full of water just to make sure. But yes, ultra portable and ultra durable. You don't have to worry about dropping this thing on the ground when you're out camping. So the intent for this kit here is if you want to move up from the glass growler into some stainless steel growlers, well then you got a kit to make it affordable, sort of the entry level. Now the nice thing is that the only difference between the basic tap kit and the Growl Tap Kit is the cap. The hose is the same, the regulator's the same, the restriction, everything's the same. So you're just basically swapping one cap for the other. So if you want to turn one kit into the other kit, you just simply buy an extra cap separately and ta-da! Now, all right, let's disassemble this. Okie doke, so now you got your mini keg. They always come with a cap. And so now, just like the Growl Tap Kit, you got your silicone hose. For these mini kegs, you want to cut the hose at 8 inches instead of 12 for the glass growler. You can insert your flow restriction hose in there, leave a little bit on each end, and then insert that into here. Push that on there, easy as that. So now when you're putting on these caps, they got a very fine thread, so you gotta just ease it back until you hear that little click, and then you know you got it threaded nicely, and then you should be able to do this. And then it's on. And you'll also notice with the basic taps, sometimes they have the big screw-on thing, sometimes they have the little screw-on thing. Don't worry about it, same. Because the regulator will always match the one that you have. Now, once you got your beer in here, you got your cap on, just got to make yourself a picnic hose. By the way, you're going to be given 4 feet, so you can shorten this and lengthen this. With a kit like this, I'd probably make 2 8-inch dip tubes, and then, but who knows, maybe you want it extra long to go in the fridge or something, or maybe you want it down in the cooler, so that's for you to decide. Shove that into there, shove that on, shove it into the little hole here, and shove that on. Done. And then for the regulator, these are sold separately. We used to include them with the kits, but for air shipping purposes, we had to start selling them separately. Sorry about that. You know what a funny story is? Under the seat of every airplane is a life jacket. And do you know how it's inflated? One of these. Go figure. Okay. Put on your CO2. Of course, you're making sure that it's off before you do that. And just like the cap, line it up and spin it on. And again, don't over tighten it. Just a little, because you're only serving 3 psi. And that's about it. So now, just like the glass growler, you've got the beer protected in there, and then from now on, when you're serving it, turn it up to just barely 3 psi. Glass after glass. And that's about it for the basic tap kit. All right, this brings us to the pop tap kit. I know, you're thinking a pop bottle, really? I'm really excited about this. This thing is amazing. This is gonna put me out of business because it's too cheap. I shouldn't even be selling it. Okay, now once again, we'll talk about the slight differences between the kits. You got the Growl Tap Kit, comes with this cap. The basic tap kit comes with this cap. The pop tap kit comes with the pop T. And then you put on the 2 disconnects and ta-da. All right, so the first thing we need to do, add the dip tube. For a pop bottle, it's about 14 inches, 13, 14, give or take. They're all different sizes slightly. And then you can put your flow restriction line in there. Stick that into the little tiny hole. We put, now these disconnects are the same. So it doesn't matter if you swap them over. They both click on gas or liquid. It doesn't matter. I like to think of it as yellow is the color of beer, but they're interchangeable. Liquid, gas, it doesn't matter. So we'll put the little restrictor hose inside the yellow dip tube thing there, and then just shove that on there. Stick it on our pop bottle. And now you've got a super cheap pop bottle that you can pick up anywhere. It's, I wouldn't say indestructible, but it's certainly durable that you can drop it on the ground and not have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about broken glass or anything. So this is an amazing thing for camping. Super cheap. It holds the same amount of liquid as this. In fact, well, a little bit more because this is 64 ounces, which is 1.8 blah, blah, blah liters. And then you got, this is a full 2 liters. But if you brought it to a brewery, they're going to fill it up for the same cost as a growler. But here's the beautiful thing, is that with these quick disconnects, they can use the direct filling method at the breweries, which I'll show you over here later. So that means they can fill this without oxygen ever touching the beer. So that gives you all the same functionality as a full-size corny keg. Once you put these disconnects on here, you can protect the beer from oxygen, and it's going to last months and months. If they fill it properly, it should last as long as a commercial Senki keg. So now with the Pop Tap Kit, like I said, it's the same as the other kits, except you get these extra because, of course, you need to be able to snap on. So we will shove that into there, no problem. And then we put our picnic hose on the other end. Shove that on there. And then we got our liquid. When you do this, you just pull back on the collar, rests on there. Once you're past that point, you can just snap it on like that. So now because these have disconnects, the kit comes with a little sample of keg lube. There's not much in here because you don't need much. You put a little dab on your finger and rub it on there. In fact, we'll do that. And then these snap on and off super easy. Like this is gonna last you years. So then you've got the same regulator that comes with all the kits, like I said. CO2, and then break the seal. Then we're gonna put our ball lock disconnect on here, tighten it to just snug, and then snap it on. And look, with the keg lube on, this is gonna go on like butter. Boom, nothing to it. Okay, now let's get into the amazing uses of this. That's the basic kit. You could serve beer just like any of the other tap kits, the growler, the basic, but this goes further. If you want, you can get one of our first upgrade kits, and that's the Pop T kit. So instead of the tap kit with the regulator and the extra picnic hose, you just get the T. It comes in a package like that, and it includes a little bit of the flow restriction. So you can have 1, 2, 3 bottles, load them up in a cooler, bring them to a brewery, get your blonde, your IPA, and your stout, maybe. And there you can see, pop bottles are all slightly different sizes. The thing about the Pop Tap Kit is I feel it's the perfect kit for the whole family. You can fill one up with an IPA at your brewery, something for dad. No one else wants to drink that IPA. Your wife, maybe she wants to put in, you know, a couple shots of vodka into here, and then you got these little Mio things. They're completely sugar-free. You just go a little squirt of that, a little squirt of vodka, give it a shake. You got vodka spritzers for the whole weekend, at least a night. And then for the kids, you just fill this up with water, and you get a little bit of that soda stream syrup, cola or whatever, and then everyone in the family's got their own little Pop Tap Kit for the perfect beverage. Don't mix them up. So now another great thing about the Pop Tap Kit is we got another upgrade, and it's a soda stream conversion kit. Also works with our Pro Tap Kit. But then you can go out and get yourself a soda stream bottle at any Canadian Tire, Bed Bath, whatever. You take your pop bottle kit here, snap on your CO2. Like I said, it doesn't matter which one you snap it onto, so you might as well go down through the dip tube. And then crank this up to 20 PSI or whatever. Maybe we'll lay it on our side here to demonstrate this. And then you can shake it to carbonate the water. Normally when you shake a pop bottle, you're knocking the CO2 out of suspension, but if you have it hooked up to CO2 and you shake it, you're knocking it into suspension. Now you want to do this with the water as cold as possible, and then once you're done shaking, put the whole thing in the fridge for a couple hours, give it another shake, and you'll get that up to the carbonation levels that you like. And I think that's about it for the Pop Tap Kit. I mean, this thing's amazing. All the functionality of a corny keg in a pop bottle. And it's so cheap. All right, let's get into the Fridge Tap Kit. This is now our most popular kit. It used to be the Pro Tap Kit, but I think recently the Fridge Tap Kit has just inched forward a little bit. It turns out, during this recent thing going on in the world that we won't talk about, people are home and they want to be able to serve beer out of their fridge. They get it filled up at the brewery, hopefully using our direct fill system. And then when they get it home, they got it on tap in the fridge. So it's kind of like having a kegerator, but you haven't got to be drilling holes through your fridge. You can just lay this on its side if you want. You can lay the soda stream on its side if you want. And I mean, you can always find some way. It fits great in the door of my fridge, and the soda stream goes right up beside it. Now the fridge tap kit, of course, it can work with any size mini keg that you can get, either through CanKeg, you can get them off Amazon. Mini kegs are ubiquitous in the industry, but the idea with CanKeg is that we serve from all different kinds. We've got glass, we've got pop bottles, we've got mini kegs, we've got corny kegs, and we can even serve from CanKegs. So let's have a look at what you get in this kit to see why it costs more than the other kits. Well, first of all, you're getting the mega cap. Now what that does is it converts any size mini keg into a corny keg. Well, the same functionality. So once you put this on here, now again, you can put the flow restriction hose that comes with your kit in there. The dip tube goes on the bottom, and just spin that on. I like to spin the center cap, just like that. Hear that little squeak? That's why the kit comes with a little bit of keg lube. Just put a dab in there, a little bit on the post, perfect. Now the kit comes fully assembled with the disconnect and the MFL connectors. This is crimped on there, all put together. So all you need to do is screw the soda stream adapter to the bottom, make sure it's turned off, and then spin the soda stream bottle onto the bottom there until you hear the little sound. This is actually loaded, so I'm not going to take it off right now. The fridge tap kit comes with the soda stream adapter standard because, well, by far it is the most popular. It's so easy to find these that I can understand why people get them just about anywhere. But you can get one of these little adapters, 10 bucks each, and you can take the same regulator you have, convert it over into a 5-pound tank. You got to keep the washer in there. Something like this. So if you really want a lot of CO2, this is definitely the cheapest. I got a video all about the different price points of CO2. I'll put a link to that. And this is by far the cheapest, but then you get the initial cost of the tank itself, and it's not really that portable. If you want sort of mid-range, you got your paintball canisters. We got the adapter for that. Same deal, that screws on there. Regulator goes on here. It's as simple as that. Tighten it all up, and then same. You can convert this over to there. It's just a matter of unscrewing that. These are still cheaper than the soda stream, but depending on where you live, if you're out in more rural area, it might be hard to fill these. So get the one that suits you the best, or just buy the kit. It comes standard with the soda stream because that's the one, and then just buy these little, that way you got the best of all worlds. So you've got your gas hooked up to your soda stream canister, you got your mega cap on, you got your flow restriction. Now here is the upgraded picnic tap kit. This one comes with 4 full feet of PVC hose. It's crimped on both ends. The other kits, we don't bother crimping them because you're only going to serve them when necessary at about 5 psi. Now some people might want to crank this up to 15 to 20 psi if you really like your beer carbonated. I don't personally like it that much, but each his own. So if you're gonna have this in the fridge unattended, that's why we crimp these. But we also put in the flow restriction hose in there automatically. You can take it out by simply unscrewing the picnic tap, and then you can reach in there, just give it a little shake or nip it with some pliers, and you can get the flow restriction out. I don't know why you want to. You can also unscrew this right here. You just need a screwdriver, and then you can totally clean this and soak this if necessary. Generally for cleaning, you're just going to want to put some sanitizer in here and then push it through the hose, and that's enough. So with the 4 feet of line, the flow restriction, snap that onto there, and then you should be able to put this in the fridge at 12 psi, no problem at all, and just be serving at your leisure. So you get right down to the bottom. And that's the fridge tap kit. Brings us to the Pro Tap Kit. This has been our longest selling kit, very popular because, well, you got your 5-liter keg, you want to bring it to a dinner party, and you want to be super cool. Well, maybe you don't want the picnic hose, you want an actual tap. So we've included the inter tap, just simply spin on the handle. We use these little nubby handles so that there's less chance you're going to bump it or whatever. We want to keep everything compact and portable here. And then we got our little shank adapter with the ring. Just put that on there and just tighten it just enough so that it's still moving around. Got your ball lock disconnect, black for liquid, B for beer. Get that just about tight there. And then you want to line it up so it's just a little off center. Tighten up your ring. Hand tighten's usually enough. You don't need a wrench for that. And then you just line these up nice and tight like that. There we go. And you got your mega cap with your dip tube. Comes with a little bit of keg lube for the posts. And then we also include the restrictor hose. So once again, you can put that in there to reduce the foam if needed. So put that on there. Once again, once you got these mega caps on there, you can use the direct filling method at participated breweries. There's that squeak again. Use a bit of keg lube. Here, we'll do it right now. Yeah, we'll just get a dab here. Put it around the post here a little bit. Now we'll try it. No squeak. All right, so you got your mega cap on, you got your dip tube in, you do your direct filling, oxygen's never touched the beer, and then when you get to the dinner party, it's as simple as make sure it's off, snap on the tap, like I said, pull back the collar, and then snap it down. Then you got your pro regulator, same dealio. Make sure it's off, screw it on, and break the seal. And then you just screw on your disconnect, just like the pop tap kit, same. And that snaps on there. You can always just turn that around to whatever you need. And the way I like to serve it is open up the tap, ease out the beer, turn it off. But with the flow restriction hose, you could probably leave that at about 5 psi and just turn it on and off and serve for the rest of the night until that sucker's empty. And that's the Pro Tap Kit. Now, I know what you're worried about. What if he wants to use it in the fridge later? What if we want to swap one thing for the other? Well, that's what the upgrade kits are all about. All right, now let's talk about our upgrade kits and all the interchangeability. So if you buy the Pro Tap Kit and you decide later, you know, I wish I could hook up to a SodaStream adapter. No problem. We got the SodaStream conversion kit. This allows you to just suddenly take your Pro Tap Kit and instead of using the regulator with the small cylinder, you buy the parts you need to convert it over like that. And then you're serving just like a fridge tap kit. Now, if you decide, well, sometimes I want to have the picnic tap. Well, the same picnic tap that comes with our fridge tap kit, you can buy it as a upgrade in the handy little bag. So then all of a sudden you've got the same picnic tap that comes with the fridge tap kit, 4 feet with the crimp on it, and then boom, now you've just converted your Pro Tap Kit into a fridge tap kit, and you got your fancy tap ready to go. So yeah, with these two kits right here, these two upgrades, you can convert your Pro Tap Kit into a fridge tap kit, and then you've got, I don't know, the mega ultra monolithic kit of doom. Alternatively, if you start with the fridge tap kit and you decide, wait a minute, I want a Pro Tap Kit. Well, you still have these. Put them to the side. And all you need to do is get yourself an inter tap kit. And that gives you the fancy tap all in one handy little bag here like that. So then you got that. And then you simply buy a 5, 10, or 30 pack of these little CO2 cartridges, screw this directly onto the regulator, and then you've got a portable Pro Tap Kit. So hopefully that explains it all. You can switch one kit into the other very easily, and so you don't have to worry about buying the wrong kit, because you can just change it into whatever you need. So the last kit we sell is the Mega Cap Kit, because you know, 1 keg's good, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kegs are better. So buy the Mega Cap Kit. Comes with the cap, the dip tube, the restriction hose, and some keg lube. All of a sudden, you've got the second keg full of the IPA. Once you get done the lager, you just snap off of this keg, and then you're into the rest of the night. Just like that. And one of these little cartridges should drain a full tank, no problem at all. All right, well, that's the whole rundown. That's the 5 kits, the 5 upgrades, and all the different vessels that you can pour your beverages from. So you never have to worry about buying the wrong kit. Like I said, they all come with the same regulator. They all come with the same parts. So whatever you get, you can always mutate it or upgrade it or interchange them or swap them into anything you want. We just put them in these separate kits just to make it easy for buying gifts. And don't forget to check out the gift guide page on the website. We always have these bundled together to make a great deal for Father's Day, Christmas, or whatever the occasion happens to be. We got a mission here at CanKeg. We don't want you ruining your beer by chugging it out of one of these glass bottles. So no matter if you're serving from one of those, a pop bottle, a mini keg, a corny keg, or even a Senka keg, we got everything you need to make it easy so that you can keg.